All right, Yona the Dawn, episode 15. I am of the mindset that the green dragon is moving. He's either traveling or he's not staying still. Only because I believe that the group hasn't really moved that much. Like I know Keisha was sort of like sick, so he couldn't really like feel for the other dragons at the time. But still, when he woke up, he was like, oh, the green dragon's nearby. So I was like, okay, that's weird. So maybe either he's a traveler or, you know what? I don't know. He's the green one. He's the jumper dude. So without further ado, let's get straight on into it. Mixed with original content as always. All right, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go.
So if Geisha's directions are accurate, the green dragon warrior should be nearby.
But if we keep going this way, we'll run right into the capital and Crimson Dragon Castle.
So
Right.
go around.
Let's travel along the mountains then.
Oh, this is a new intro. Yo, this is so different from the first one. It is like night and day. Dude, I want her to murk someone so bad. Not because I'm into violence, but just, I feel like it'll be a good story.
Shinha, you see anyone?
Well then, let's get going. Your distance vision is a huge help.
Oh yeah.
We haven't run into a single soul yet.
Yeah. Now listen. Long ago in ancient times, the 4 dragons...
Looks like Geisha's taken Shinha under his wing. They're going to get along just fine.
Which is perfect because I feel like Keisha's been like, the idea of the 4 dragons has been nailed into his mind.
This village.
Looks like it's been abandoned.
Yoon, does this remind you of your place?
The Fire Clan has such vast land, but it's mostly infertile and dying. Their leader, General Gong Soo-Jin, spends more money on his military than he does his people.
Fire Nation or Fire Tribe, whatever. Sounds like them.
No, don't get too close to him, or you could get sick too.
Gonna use that medicine?
This medicine won't cure you.
Like, what if this
but it will ease your
happened during
pain.
King Il's time? You never know.
Drink.
He just told you to get away.
Are you from the capital? From Saika?
No, we're just passing through.
Have you been to Kuto recently? I heard the old king died, and they've already crowned the new one.
Hmm.
I hope he turns out better.
Don't say anything.
The last king, Il, was the worst kind.
What?
He avoided conflict at all costs.
Yeah, okay.
Bowed to any foreign power who challenged him, and the kingdom fell into chaos. He did nothing for the powerless, those who relied on him most. I hope for the sake of the next generation that the new king is different.
So it was King Il that kind of like led to this.
Maybe he can save this kingdom.
Please take care of yourself, sir.
But was it King Il's fault or was it like other people's fault? But King Il took the blame.
I hate to stop, but I'm afraid nature's calling. I'll be right back, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nature.
I couldn't say anything. To be honest, I feel the same way about how King Il ruled.
It's likely that no one in the kingdom will grieve much over King Il's passing. History will say he was ineffectual.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in this case, no one cares what a daughter thinks.
The king was an idealist, but he was never a fool. He had a
No,
strong
didn't seem
will
like it.
and he stood by his beliefs. I failed to protect him at Crimson Dragon Castle, and I'll regret it for the rest of my life.
I really want to know who King Il was. Like, I want to hear it from the first-hand source, you know? I don't want to hear stories about King Il. I want to know King Il.
But I won't do anything to tarnish it.
Yep. She just come to the realization that maybe her father wasn't all great. Because I feel like when you're a kid, you just think of your parents as kind of like this. Sometimes, most of the time, I guess. As just like, they can never do wrong. So it's kind of like a reality check when you realize that they have done wrong. They have made mistakes.
I will do whatever it takes to keep them safe.
Yona,
Who the heck was...
fighting isn't the answer.
Oh.
Nothing is solved by taking up a weapon against another.
Father?
Ooh. Become the spirit animal.
So this is Chishin,
Oh, it's been a while,
capital
Soo-Won.
of the Earth Clan.
The heck are you at the Earth Clan for?
General, what is wrong with you? Oh, shut up.
Our clan leader shouldn't be such a careless, scruffy layabout.
Let him be.
Not hurting anyone, am I? I mean, would you take a look at the Wind Clan?
I love the Wind Clan.
I wish it were like the old days. I've been bored out of my mind this past year. There's no foreign commerce coming in, and our resources are dwindling. Why can't it just be more like it was back in King Junum's day?
Just
Capital
fighting?
was full of people, and I used to be such a beast on the battlefield. I would slay all of my enemies like a god of war.
You call yourself a war god? But I remember
those
imagining you were
eyebrows.
beaten by some king
Heck yeah.
called the lightning beast. Now he's what I'd call a war god.
Oh, you always know just what to say, Joel.
So Hawk beat him? Makes sense.
Master Geun-Tae! Oh, have you come to insult me and tell me how to live my life too?
I mean, if he is, then what would you do?
I'm to believe this, but King Soo-Won is here.
Let's get ready.
Well, I'll be. It's really him.
Yeah, I can see that. Now would you hurry up and go get dressed?
I haven't seen you since my coronation,
Okay.
General Geun-Tae. You and your clan are faring well?
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna assassinate him?
General Geun-Tae, if you don't mind, there's something that I must ask of you.
Sir?
Bet he's got a super special mission for you.
It's probably not.
Do you think that I could trouble you for a hot cup of tea?
That seems about right.
Wow. The aroma of this blend is intoxicating.
I'm sorry,
My wife will
Soo-Won.
be
I
happy to
cannot
hear that
trust
from
you
her prized tea
like
club.
at all.
I'm not a big fan of it myself. I find the smell overpowering.
What do you think, General Judo?
I've never claimed to be a connoisseur when it comes to the...
I never claimed to be a connoisseur when it comes to tea. Shut up.
You've always been so uptight, you know that?
Yeah.
Maybe if you could ever wipe that permanent scowl off of your face, you might find a lady to help refine your unsophisticated tastes.
How dare you!
He's been focused on war, okay. Even though King Eel kind of stopped that.
The tea was excellent. I would love to see your wife's garden while I'm here.
What? If you want to be treated like a king, you've got to stop being so damned easygoing.
This milksop is Master Yuhon's son? Huh. What a pathetic excuse for a man, let alone
It's a cover.
king.
I don't trust
I
it.
see nothing of his father's dynamism in him. Is this man even capable of leading the kingdom?
I feel like you guys are gonna have to duel.
Chishin Castle is very different than what I expected.
I'll bet it is.
Old man Huide, is there something wrong?
There's been a terrible cave-in at the Udo mine.
Not another one. Have we exhausted it yet?
Excuse me, Your Majesty?
Yes?
May I ask why you made the journey to Chishin in person? Wouldn't it have been easier to send someone else on your behalf?
No, I'm just on a sightseeing
You're,
tour of the kingdom.
That's not nearly as cool.
Sorry.
No offense, but if you want to take a leisurely vacation, I wouldn't suggest hanging around this crumbling kingdom.
Sure.
The worst is Awa, though.
Hold your tongue, Chol.
Yeah, you are
Don't
talking
forget
bad
talking
about
to
your
our
kingdom.
king, dumbass.
I don't mind, really.
Your Majesty, I'd like to pick your brain a bit. What do you think of your predecessor, the late King Eel? He shied away from conflict and conceded much of our territory. It weakened our nation, and the citizens suffered for it. If I had witnessed this dangerous pattern of failure and humiliation continue for much longer, I might have been the one to rise up in rebellion against him.
Ah! Are you crazy?
Okay, well, sort of crazy.
I'm not implying that a rebellion actually occurred or anything.
He has some nerve.
Shut your
He
mouth!
does.
Pay him no mind.
What I really want to know is, how will you rule more effectively than your predecessor? Can we trust that you'll be any better? Are you doing everything within your power to save this
I mean,
land?
he's not wrong.
At your coronation, you promised you would restore this kingdom to its former glory. Do you solemnly swear to uphold the vow you made to your people?
Yes.
But like how?
I'm willing to pinky swear if need be.
That is exactly what he didn't want to hear.
This guy's got dirt for brains.
That looks like some
This rock
clean
is
water.
simply fascinating.
It's a rock like any other hunk of earth.
That's not a rock. It's a boulder.
He's nothing like his father. This fragile man-child doesn't have what it takes to
Something's gonna
restore
change
this
his
land
mind.
to its former glory. It's an old Earth Clan custom. We enshrine objects from our endeavors to promote good fortune.
The longer I look at it, the more I see its inherent beauty.
Well, nice seeing you, King Soo-Won. But I've got some important business
He
to
is so
attend to back
over
at my
him.
quarters. If you need anything, just ask my servants. They'll be happy to help you.
Excuse me, Your Majesty? Earlier, when my master was talking about rising up in rebellion against King Eel,
Trying to save
I'm
it.
sure he was only speaking figuratively.
There's no need to worry. I'd never condemn him for it.
No. Because he had the same idea.
His whole sense of identity revolves around his reputation as a mighty warrior.
Are you,
He doesn't
why are you
feel
telling the
quite at
king
home
this?
anywhere but on the battlefield. He may look
Just
rough and callous, but he
giving
truly
people
cares
their,
about
his
his people
secrets.
more than anything.
Yes, I can see that. The servants demonstrated. No matter their rank, everyone here speaks their mind freely without reservation or fear of being punished.
Ain't that the truth?
I think it attests to the quality of his character. I couldn't help but notice. You wear your hair just like he does. And I noticed many other ponytails too. It seems you're not the only one who holds him in high regard.
Mm-hmm.
No, we all do.
I don't get what all the fuss is about.
This
It's
man.
annoying.
I'd like to see him in action someday.
What does the Sky
Brave as
Tribe
everyone
think of
claims
you,
him to be.
sir?
I imagine it'd be a remarkable sight.
I know he would love that. Master Geun-Tae, you've got to come with me right now. Something incredible's happened. You're not going to believe it. He wants to go to war.
King
Like
Soo-Won!
bloodshed.
This is the greatest news ever! I can't believe it!
Don't yell in front of the king!
You just did?
General Geun-Tae, I was talking about staging a mock battle, not a real one.
Good enough. Just
I know
take what
that
you
you've been
can.
longing for the glory of the battlefield. Let's hold a festival celebrating all of the great warriors of the Earth Clan.
So, you want all of my best warriors to pretend to fight one another?
Yes, doesn't that sound like fun?
Your Majesty, listen! We've got more important things to do than throw a damn festival!
Your Majesty, I'm sorry.
There's
but there
always
are
an
clearly too
underlying
many
thing
troubles to get wrapped
that I
up
think
with
he's
this kind
thinking
of
about.
trivial nonsense. Perhaps you should return to your castle.
Oh, man. So we're not going to do it, Master?
That's too bad. We were looking forward to having some fun.
You idiots just want an excuse to slack off and play games.
I'd like to visit the men who were injured in the Udo mine.
Ponytail,
Do you think it'd be
ponytail,
all right for me
ponytail.
to stop by at some point?
I would be honored to take you there.
What's going to become of my beloved kingdom?
Why is the road like that? Interesting. I think the creators made it to where this episode kind of makes us, they give us the idea of what people outside of the kingdom or outside of like the main circle think about the kings. So you have this part with the Yona's group where they talk to just a random citizen, seeing this desolate town, all this jazz, and realize that this was created long before Soo-Won took the throne. This was actually King Eel's doing. And even this citizen was saying like, okay, when King Eel was on the throne, everything kind of went to waste. So while this was needed to give sort of a culture shock to Yona, because realistically, I think this is the first town that we've seen that was bad and that told Yona like, hey, the kingdom was struggling when I was like high up in this castle. So we got a little bit of what the citizens thought of King Eel, and now we're getting into what some of the generals thought about King Eel, where General Lee was on the verge of retaliating himself because of how down the kingdom went when King Eel took over and started being a pacifist. Now, I completely understand. Before this, I didn't really know the repercussions of what King Eel did. All I was told, or all we were told, from what I remember, is that King Eel was just a pacifist. He just didn't like to fight. He didn't want to start wars with other kingdoms. And that alone, I couldn't think, oh, this is why he's a bad king. But the way that General Lee was describing it, because King Eel was such a pacifist, right, and he didn't like fighting, there was a lot of land that was taken from them. There was a lot of discourse between the generals. There's a lot of discourse between their kingdom and then the South kingdoms. So it seemed like because he was a pacifist, because he didn't want to fight, the kingdom suffered because of it, like financially suffered. I think this is the first time we kind of heard about that. Like we know there were some areas where like things are bad, like where Yoon came from, but we never were told like, oh, that is because King Eel was a pacifist. King Eel didn't want to fight. It makes complete sense why General Lee looks at Soo-Won and is like, okay, he's acting a lot like King Eel. So, hey, Soo-Won, what are you going to do that's different from King Eel? Because your speech said you're going to bring the kingdom back to its glory days, but you're still continuing the same or in the same footsteps as King Eel. So it makes sense why General Lee is questioning Soo-Won's kind of credibility. Now, did he say it in the right way? I don't think so, but his intentions do make sense. And Soo-Won is an interesting character to me because it seems like, to me, it's sort of like the same way I feel about King Eel, of where they seem sort of overly nice to the point of where you could kind of assume that they're covering something up because of how nice they are. There's being nice because you're actually generally nice. And then there's being overly nice because you're trying to compensate for something else. So I always think Soo-Won, no matter what he does, like the festival, I think there's some more underground ulterior motivation. And I can't tell if it's bad ulterior motives or good ulterior motives. Because if it was good, I completely understand it. He wants to hold the festival because all the people want to see General Lee in combat again. And that would raise the spirits and may generally help the kingdom. That I get. If there was any other ulterior motives, then I would love to know. It's just Soo-Won always acts dumber than he actually is. Like, I still want to know why he chose to come to the Earth Kingdom in person. Like, what was his motivation to do that? The other dude was right. He could have sent an envoy to do it, but he's doing it himself. So is it because he wants to see it firsthand, or are there other reasons? But anyways, that was my reaction to Yona of the Dawn, episode 15. If you like my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want to know anything more, put a comment section down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.